Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a ton of stuff to talk about today, from some Square Enix news, to some Trails news, to some Tales news, and even a whole lot more. But first we're going to be starting out with this. Again, I'm going to be at the SoCal Gaming Expo today! I am here in California, in Pasadena, today. I will be there pretty much all day, today from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. tonight. Can't guarantee that I'll be there, till 8 p.m. at night, but whatever. And it also runs on Sunday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. as well. So yeah, I am a special guest of honor. I cannot wait to meet y'all. I just have to find myself, because I always find myself whenever I talk. God, he's hot. Holy shit. Damn, I want to meet him. Good lord. He does something with Sonic. Is he like Sonic's voice actor? Who is he? I have no idea who that is, but holy crap, he's hot. Anyway, I'm here somewhere, along with all these other great people. Oh, there's jrpg Life. They've been in my collabs and stuff. I've actually met them. They drove up through Vegas one time, and I met them, brought them over to my house, went out to eat together and all that. It was a really good time. There I am! There I am. So yeah, if you happen to be at the SoCal Gaming Expo, please come over and say hi. Also, next up, the next day, tomorrow, June 9th, we have an Xbox Games Showcase followed by a direct. And it says that the direct is going to be for the next installment in a beloved franchise, but we now know that the beloved franchise is the next installment in the Call of Duty franchise. So yeah, not too concerned about that. This is happening at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern time, and there's been a lot of rumors swirling that if you are an RPG fan, that you really should tune into this and check it out, especially if you're a fan of Xbox 360 RPGs such as Lost Odyssey or Blue Dragon. So maybe we'll see something along those lines. I know for sure that I will definitely be checking it out too while I am in California. Moving on to some Square Enix news and the reason why I have Octopath Traveler playing up above me. Octopath Traveler is now available for the PS5 and PS4. You can buy it as a bundle, or you can buy it stand-alone. If you want to buy it stand-alone, it is $60, but there's a bundle that contains Octopath 1 and 2 for $75. Really good deal, if I do say so myself. These are some of the best traditional turn-based RPGs out there. They are both fantastic. They've been kind of stuck on random systems for the longest time, but now we all know Square Enix said, hey, we want to go multi-platform, and they are doing it. Not only that, Octopath Traveler 2 is available for the Xbox Series, the Xbox One, and Windows alongside a free update. Here it is available, again with that bundle. You can buy it individually for $60, you can buy it in the bundle for $75, same dealio, but in addition to that, both games are also available on the Xbox Game Pass until January 2026, so that gives you plenty of time to play them if you subscribe to Game Pass. In addition to this, they kind of shadow dropped a little update, kind of similar to what they did with Star Ocean: The Second Story R, where they just kind of shadow dropped a really cool free update. It's not DLC, you don't have to pay for it, none of that stuff, so don't worry. It says, alongside this, a free update for Octopath Traveler 2 is now available across all platforms, which adds in the new Extra Battles mode to the title screen. This is available only after clearing the story. Additionally, the credits and various graphics have been edited, and a new tutorial text has been added for the update editions. Apparently these battles are like extraordinarily difficult, and you get to fight all sorts of different bosses, including characters from the previous game, so that is really, really neat. Square Enix doing the best. A lot of y'all have been talking about Saga Emerald Beyond and saying, ugh, I don't want to buy this if it's digital only. Please give me a physical release and then I will buy it. Well, Square Enix has heard your prayers and they have answered them. If you go on to Play Asia, and I'll put a link to this in the video description. If you go on to Play Asia, you can click and you can see that there is a Japanese version and there is an Asian version, and the Asian version is English. It's compatible with the PS5 and it costs $50. So if you have been waiting for an English version of Saga Emerald Beyond, here it is! This is your time! Go on to Play Asia and purchase it today. Speaking of physicals, let's chat. RPG Maker With for the Switch is launching on October the 11th in the West. PlayStation versions are out next year in 2025. We don't have a release date on the PlayStation versions, just the Nintendo Switch version. It says, as the latest installment in the RPG Maker series, RPG Maker With, what does that stand for? I don't know what the acronym WITH stands for, I don't get it. Anyway, it features more tools and greater accessibility than ever before. The user-friendly interface and intuitive controls make it easy to choose between creating simple or complex assets and functions, so you can dive right in regardless of your skill level. Not sure what to make? Head online to play other creators' games and get inspired, then inspire others by sharing your own. And for the first time ever in a console RPG Maker title, you can even share your assets and your unfinished projects. Man, oh man, oh man, did I play with RPG Maker on the original PlayStation back whenever I was in high school, college. In fact, I created my own RPG on it, which I went through on the Twitch, and that was a lot of fun to kind of revisit where I was 20 years later, so that's really cool. Also, this is available physically, and I'll include a link to this in the video description as well over on Amazon. There isn't a collector's edition, at least not that I could find, but it's $50. It has the PS4, PS5 versions, but again, those are being released next year. The Switch version is going to be released this year for $50. Now on to the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. A demo was released the other day, and I did put out a video of all of my thoughts and impressions of the demo as well. The demo was released for the PS4 as well as the Switch. On the Switch, you can play through the prologue. On the PS4 and as well as the PS5, because it's backwards compatible, whatever, you can play through the prologue as well as Chapter 1, so I would highly recommend playing it on the Sony systems simply because of that. Anyway, there is a really nice collector's edition here available over on the Nice store. You get all this stuff with it. Looks like you get soundtrack, art book, little character cards, a little card holder and whatnot, big box, steel box, all that for $100. However, if you don't want to spend the $100, you can head over to Amazon and you can buy the deluxe edition there physically for $60. And this here, you get the game, you get a miniature art book, you get a digital soundtrack as well. So yeah, you pretty much get the same stuff as the other one, just miniature or digitally, without the extra little doodads. So that is available for you. Be sure to pick these up. These are the Trail series. They are great games, and they always go up in value too. Player versus environment, third-person action RPG called Legacy Steel and Sorcery has been announced for the PC. It's due out in early access later on this year. It says that this features distinctive fantasy classes. Go on an adventure solo or with friends to search for treasures, level up, and defeat anybody who stands in your way. Combat has been designed from the ground up for player versus player. Feel the impact of your attacks and use your abilities to carve out the flow of battle. Quick decisions and precision are necessary to win. In the wilds, the spoils go to the victor. The world is more real when everybody's hard-earned loot is on the line. Victories are savored, while defeat hardens resolve. So if you're looking forward to this, please be on the lookout for that. We don't have an actual release date, just early access. It just says by the end of this year. The noisiest of pixels is here to discuss the Tales of Festival in 2025. It has been announced, and the producer hopes to make it more exciting for the series' 30th anniversary, because apparently the 2024 festival sucked. It wasn't all that exciting as well. Nothing was really announced. Nothing else happened. It came and it went with little to no fanfare, so he wants, the anniversary one to be a whole lot better, and I hope it's a lot better too. Let's see, let's go on in here. He commented on the festival. He notes that with 2025 being the 30th anniversary of the franchise, he hopes to make it more exciting for the fans. Of course, no elaboration on this was provided. With there being no new game announcements at this year's festival, perhaps next year's will be what we've been waiting for. He also commented that the team is working very hard every day for the future. I don't know what that means. We do know that Tales of Arise was a huge success. It sold over 3 million copies. They came out with some DLC for it. That was successful as well. But we also know that on the other hand, a lot of Tales games were recently delisted from the PSN. And, it's kind of hard to get a hold of some of these older entries. There's still some PS2 entries and things like that are still stuck over in Japan. The Tales series is storied, to say the least. So hopefully we get something from next year. Maybe a collection of Tales. Maybe some of those games that never came over to the West will come over. Maybe we'll get a brand new Tales. Who knows? Tribe 9 shows its first trailer, details, and screenshots. This is a free-to-play extreme action RPG coming to the PC, iOS, and Android. It is pixel-styled, looks pretty neat. It's like pixel style in the overworld, but then it gets into like 3D stuff during battle. It says applications for a PC beta test are also available over on the official website. So if you want to be a beta tester, head on over to their website and sign up there. It's the year 20XX. The story takes place in Neo Tokyo, a futuristic country ruled by deadly games. Groups of teenagers fight in brutal life-or-death battles to reclaim their stolen dreams and their freedom. Players control characters as they venture through the vibrant city of Neo Tokyo, taking down formidable enemies to liberate the city. The party consists of 3 characters who all fight on the battlefield simultaneously. Ally units will respond to the battle accordingly, luring enemies and healing allies. When the time is right, you can even unleash a combo attack by all 3 party members. Each character possesses a unique personality with various battle strategies and methods that change based upon the combination of your party members. This looks pretty neat. I don't do a lot of free-to-play stuff, but this actually looks pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself. Hand-drawn RPG Cricket, Jay's Really Peculiar Game launches on August 15th for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. It says, after a devastating loss, Jay will do anything to fix the past. Blast off on that quest with your newfound friends on a journey to the gates of Yamelia? A fabled land on the moon that's rumored to grant any wish. The JRPG draws on ideas from classic genres, but with varied new gameplay twists. It looks for forests, cities, rock concerts, and more. With traversals that's always fun and dynamic, there are no random encounters, and while you can dash and charge into objects and people for unique results. How you interact with the people will influence game events and combat. Combat incorporates timed hits with special combinations as you team up with amazing party members. Build a meter, attack and defend, while unleashing awesome combos for better rewards. This looks interesting, kind of cartoony. We had a cartoony game releasing the other day, and they said it was based upon the 90s, even though the animation style didn't look like the 90s at all, and they talked about social media and selfies, which wasn't a 90s thing either. So, yeah, this is I don't know what this is, but I just thought I'd get on my soapbox for a minute. Metal Slug Tactics launches this fall for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. We have a limited time demo that will only be available from the 10th through the 17th of June. Don't ask me why they're doing that. I guess it's just for the Steam Next Fest. I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me, but whatevers. Donald Morden is back. After years of hiding in a country opposed to the world government, the devious general patiently staged a coup. Now, he's finally ready to take revenge upon the world with the army that he's secretly gathered throughout the years. The Peregrine Falcon Squad will have to do everything in their power to make it through the enemy lines and take down General Morden before the war escalates into catastrophe. Discover the first tactical RPG in the Metal Slug franchise. Experience a huge replayability with its die and retry rogue-like progression. Enjoy amazing pixel art graphics and heartfelt tributes to the series. Battle Morden's army in 110 handcrafted maps and 20 different mission types. I know a lot of people are excited about this, about Metal Slug and all this, so this looks pretty freaking cool. I'm a huge fan of strategy RPGs myself. I'm a huge fan of this art style as well. It looks beautiful. I love whenever it's like turn-based and it's grid-based and all that, so this is right up my alley. Riven, the sequel to Myst remake, launches on June 25th. It's available for PC and Quest, whatever that is. It says virtual reality via Quest 2 and Quest 3. Okay, I don't do virtual reality, but whatevers. I played this game way back in the day because I heard that it was fantastic and I was all about the RPGs, and I just got in a computer and I went into the basement and I put it in and I was like, oh, I'm going to play this great RPG, and I was expecting something like Final Fantasy, you know? And I got the most boring game I have ever played in my entire life. I think I played it for like an hour, and I was like, this is ridiculous. But, you know, maybe some of y'all like it, so I figured that I'd bring it up. It says that it's a landmark game, I don't know how, contributed to bringing the game to modern audiences. Puzzles have been refreshed, new characters will be introduced, and new challenges are waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a fan of the original or new to Riven, the expanded storylines and breathtaking visuals will take players on an exhilarating journey like no other. Riven is a modern remake of 1997's monster hit Riven, the sequel to Myst, and it's a love letter to classic narrative-driven puzzle games of the 90s. When exploring Riven's decaying age, the player will feel like an archaeologist, slowly unraveling the mysteries revealed by carefully exploring Riven's 5 enigmatic islands. Players will lose themselves in the world as they uncover clues, decipher foreign languages, and immerse themselves in the game's intricate lore. If you're expecting, like, battles or anything, no. This is, like, narrative, wandering around. If it's anything like I remember, it's been well over 20 years, almost 30 years since I played it. I remember, like, I was on top of an island, and I saw a switch, and I hit a switch, and it just said, something happened. And I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened? So I'm wandering around for like 30 minutes, with nothing really going on until I finally stumble across something else, hit something else. Something happened. What? Like, that was like the entire game. It was so boring. Corsairs. Battle of the Caribbean launches in 2024 for the PC and 2025 for the PS5, Xbox, and Switch. The PS4 and Xbox One versions are seemingly no longer in development. Take on the role of a privateer, serving your chosen nation to earn fame and wealth, navigate treacherous seas, build a powerful fleet, and wage epic battles against enemy vessels. Your journey will take you to exotic islands of the Antilles, where you can discover treasures and fight for your nation's supremacy in the Caribbean. Choose to represent one of the 5 great maritime powers: the French, Danish, Spanish, British, or the Dutch. Combining both tactical combat and management-oriented gameplay, lead smartly your fleet and defend your trading positions. Discover new types of soldiers and an expanded campaign mode for more immersive experiences. This looks neat. I like anything based upon real world. You know what I mean? I was a geography teacher, for God's sakes. I was a history major, like this is right up my alley. It's a strategy RPG, real world, real countries, all that kind of stuff. Seems pretty cool. And in our final story of the day, there is a Like a Dragon Yakuza Japanese live-action drama series premiering on October 25th on Amazon Prime Video. It is based upon the Like a Dragon video game series, which I have very recently gotten into. I could never get into like the sandboxy Shenmue Yakuza games, but whenever the Ichiban came around and they made it turn-based, even though it's part of an April Fool's prank, like, I am all about it. I love this series, love the turn-based combat. It's a lot of fun, doesn't take itself too seriously. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like this TV show is following Ichiban. It's instead following Kiryu. Let me go ahead and read about it. It says, the series is a live-action adaptation with an original story based upon Sega's global hit game franchise, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Directed by the critically acclaimed Mashuharu Take, the series will feature Ryoma Taguchi as the lead character, Kazuma Kiryu. Like a Dragon Yakuza is the latest addition to the Prime membership. Prime members in Japan enjoy savings, convenience, and entertainment all in a single membership. In 1995 and 2005, spanning across 2 different time periods, Like a Dragon Yakuza, an original crime suspense action series, follows the life, childhood friends, and repercussions of the decisions of Kazuma Kiryu, a fearsome and peerless Yakuza warrior with a strong sense of duty, justice, and humanity. I'm definitely going to have to watch this. This looks like a lot of fun. Maybe it will finally get me into those Kiryu games rather than just the Ichiban games. And I know this isn't a game, but it's based upon a game, and it's based upon a game that I like, so I'm bringing it up! That's the end of my story. And that's also the end of the news for this week. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I always have a good time making these videos and everything. Let me know what you're most excited about. And as always, have a good day.